stop it. We swipe a card and they rob it. These promoters is shots and they partners. It's gonna be hard trying to stop it. Speaking for the fans when I say they offending me. But really y'all part of the problem. Blinded by hate, you don't see the real enemy. You motherfuckers be tempting me. Don't like your energy, you think you pimping me. If I vote for 500 centuries, no penitentiary. I'm smoking plenty weed. I don't need no sympathy. Spence versus Crawford gon' be all the time. Regardless of who win or lose, they still gon' be in the Hall of Fame. So I ain't even in my feelings. Regardless of the rain, I'm chillin'. Nothing to the pain, no feeling. Can't do the same dope feeling. But good, but I ain't no villain. Lost my top, so it ain't no ceiling. Brown versus Tank, fight I'm not feeling. Cause we already know that Tank gon' kill him. I wanna see Tank versus different Hank. Even Frank Moore. What about your core? Boxing is not a sport that we can afford. Cause we know that rich people ride the poor. This I cannot ignore. I've never been shot before. The pain is burning inside. My people died. It's just like a hunter who shot a bull. Damn. I put my heart in this box. They be like, y'all need to stop it. We spot our card and they rob us. These promoters is shots and they partners. It's gonna be hard trying to stop us. Speaking for the fan when I say they offending me. But really, y'all part of the problem. Blinded by how you don't see the real enemy.
What it do, what it do. It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles Jackson. Say, man, Errol, Spence, and Derrick James, it's all over the internet that he has parted ways with Derrick James. It's damn near all but official. You know, when Errol Spence, he don't say much. But when he tweet, he let you know how he feel. He may use one word, but it say a lot. But anyway, I want to say this. I'm tired of fighters always getting criticized for fighting their trainer. I'm really getting tired that you notice a lot of fighters when they lose big fights or the fight that was supposed to take them to the next level, many times they fire their trainer. And damn near all the time, the fighter get criticized for firing the trainer. I think trainers need to be held more accountable because a lot of times in these big moments, the trainers fail the fighters. It ain't always that the fighter failed the trainer. A lot of times, the trainer failed the fighter. A lot of trainers switch up on the fighter when he loses and he ain't big no more. And they go to the next big thing. Like Joshua, like Ryan. Anyway, I'm going to get to all that, but a lot of other breaking news. David Benavidez, I'm telling you, bro, this is like this shit is sadder than that women's thing where they go around and helping other abused women. It's like a women's club and they hate men and they use the abuse they went through as a reason to shit on all black men and wish us to be all incarcerated and shit. Anyway, did some shit like that. David Benavidez has started a movement and is very successful, but everybody crying for you, bro. Everybody is begging Canelo to fight you, including you. Listen, David Benavidez has come out and said he will do a rehydration clause. Not only would he go back down to 168 after fighting Yoshi at 175, he's willing to take a rehydration clause. The boy at this point, I'm telling you, he in easy mode. I want $150,000, but we can sell out of court for $100 and some Tic Tacs, $1 and some envelopes. At this point, he done went from $5 million to $1 million. At this point, I think David Benavidez will fight Canelo Alvarez for $50,000. For $50,000 and a thank you card, I think David Benavidez will sign that fight. This motherfucker desperate as shit, bro. It's not even a real rival, bro. That's why I say that shit, bro. Y'all ain't got no history. You just popped up 2 years ago. Man, Devin Haney and Tank got a 5-year history, way deeper than that shit. That's why I say it's 10 other fights in boxing that I can say is just as good as Canelo Benavidez or better. It's 10 fights I could name off the top of my head that's just as good as Canelo versus Benavidez or better. So, low-key, Benavidez versus Benavidez is a better fight than Canelo versus Benavidez. Yeah, so. And I think Mobili versus Canelo is a better fight than Canelo. Or I ain't going to say a better fight. I'm going to say it's just as good. Canelo versus Mobili is action fucking packed. That shit is action packed. It's a lot of better fights. You know, Tank Devin and Tank Shakur is far better. It's a lot of. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Carlos Adams versus old Jadabek at 160 is damn near just as good as this Benavidez shit, bro. It's just overrated to me. It's just very overrated. I'm telling you, listen. Let me get off Benavidez, bro. You desperate, and I ain't got no sympathy for you. And I am not gonna cry. This is not the time. I'm not finna cry with you or none of that shit. Cause you're not worth my motherfucking tears. We got some shocking news, bro. Wilder, first and foremost, before I could even get to sizing this fight up, Wilder, I don't appreciate no matter what, like I say, bro, even though I can't, you do weird shit, and you done a lot of weird shit, and I don't look at you the same, but I still want you to be treated fairly as a fighter and as a black man. I still want you to be treated fairly. Just because I'm upset with them purses and them weird questions, it don't mean I want to see Wilder fail in life or fail in the ring. I don't want to see you lose, bro. I just ain't rocking with you like that no more, but listen, bro, I understand Benavidez versus Bivol is a very good fight. But you're on the undercard of some light heavyweights, bro. Wilder ain't been on the undercard since like his 10th fight. I mean, imagine, that's that we fall down, but we get up. For a saint is just a sinner who fell down and got up. Yeah, it just, you falling, bro. Your stock has plummeted. And I'm gonna tell you a real thing. I don't think it's so much as like fans have changed on Wilder. Wilder still got a strong fucking fan base. I never did knock that. I think boxing has just shitted on you, bro. And like I said, I am not for black fighters from America really fighting and fucking with old Turkish Alex. He love UK fight. They love Joshua and Fatback Fury and Usyk them and Benavidez them. They don't really care for. I'm just telling you, that's just what I see. Because I feel like it was disrespectful. You should have came out there on your own main event instead of fighting on the undercard of Joshua. I feel like you should have had your own event, just like Fury had his own event, just like Usyk had his own event. You know, so the co-main, it was cool, but for Joshua, but now you're on the co-main of Bivol Benavidez. I just think it's a downgrade, and you ain't been paid that good. I guarantee you that. I don't know. I just feel like they done booted you out. This is a fight to go and get you out the way. I'm gonna tell you, this is a fight to get you the fuck out the way, because I'm telling you right now, you need to go in there and hurry up and try to put him down, because if you don't, he gonna get you. Bad style for you. Bad style for you. A southpaw, just as tall as you, and he outweigh you by 50. Let me tell you something. That black trainer that Zane got is finna get him in shape. That's all he got. I'm gonna keep it real. Had Zane been 30 pounds lighter or just 20 pounds lighter, Joseph Parker wouldn't have been able to keep him up off him. However, I must give Joseph Parker credit. The key to his success against Zane was stamina, and Joseph Parker got good head movement. Joseph Parker do have a high ring IQ. Joseph Parker do got good fundamentals. He's a very good boxer. It was the head movement. It was the ring IQ. I am not one of those who say Wilder don't got no ring IQ. I don't say shit like that. But his ring IQ ain't higher than Joseph Parker's when it comes to being defensively responsible. Wilder got a high ring IQ when it comes to finding the target and getting you the fuck up out there. Defensively, Wilder has never had good defense, ever. These are his downfalls. Wilder's entire career, he's had his head completely on the line. Completely on the line. He fight tall. He stand tall. I have seen Wilder do versatile shit. I have seen Wilder do athletic shit. I've seen him get amazing knockouts. Yeah, he got the knockout on the back foot against Spilka and against Helenius. I get it. And he caught Ortiz in that first fight in the 7th round on the back foot and clipped him and finished him with the uppercut. Might have been the 10th round. But what I'm saying is this, bro. Your head is too still, and that was Joe Joyce's problem too. Wilder don't got no fucking head movement. That straight left he gonna line you up. I'm gonna be real. Zhang's offense is too much for Wilder. He couldn't find Joseph like he wanted to. And Joseph was countering with combinations. Wilder does not throw combinations. Wilder throw one punch at a time. It was the head movement that really got Joseph Parker fought a hell of a fight. It was the head movement though, and the fact that Zhilei Zhang with a bang got tired. Zhang was too heavy. I don't know what the fuck. You better start listening to your black trainer, because I'm telling you right now, your black trainer, he already studying Wilder. He gonna have a perfect game plan. Wilder, I don't know what you was thinking. I don't know what the hell. You should have just sat back. I'm gonna tell you what you really should have done. You should have went on and got that Ngannou. That way Ngannou could have said he fought Fatback Fury, he fought Joshua, and he fought you. You should have, and that would have been a payday. And that would have been a main event. You should have tried to see if them Saudis was gonna pay for that shit. You should have tried to get you in Ngannou. And if they weren't gonna pay for it, try to bring the shit to America and see if old Shelley and Al and them was gonna set that shit up. That was a way better fight for you than this. Listen, we looking at him losing to Joseph Parker. I'm telling you right now, had Zhang not gassed out and come in 290, this motherfucker going the fuck out. But had Zhang not come in 290, bro, Joseph Parker wouldn't have survived. Joseph Parker made it by the hair on his little chinny chin chin. I'm telling you, bro, that shit was a Hail Mary. That shit was some shit. That was one of them. That was like some shit from that Blind Side movie where that white woman saved that black child from the projects, and Sandra Bullock played the role. Yeah, that was some shit like that, bro. That was some shit you don't normally see. Joseph Parker, he made it by the hair on his chinny chin chin. Zhang, I'm gonna tell you what Zhang went wrong. Zhang thought he'd get him early. He wasn't worried about catching them later rounds. Zhang thought, especially when he dropped him in the second or third round, he thought it was over. That's why he celebrated. Zhang was not expecting to go the distance. He thought he was going to finish Joseph early. But I'm telling you right now, this fight with Zhang and Wilder will not go the distance. I'm going to tell you right now, listen, I think Wilder is one of the hardest punchers in the history of boxing. But I'm going to say this. I'm not saying you can't buckle, old Big Bang. But that motherfucker can take a punch. Big Bang Zhang, he just take punches very well. He take them very well. That right hook, he knocked Joe Joyce out. For him to knock, and Joe Joyce got a chin. That's when I knew Zhang power was different. He knocked out Joe Joyce with one punch with a fucking right hook. I think the straight, and I'm just going to say another thing. When it comes to Fatback Fury, how he went from not being able to hurt Wilder to the second fight, he just wobbling on him everywhere. That was more than suspect to me. But when I look at Ortiz hurt Wilder, Molina hurt Wilder, but Joseph Parker hurt Wilder badly. Joseph Parker almost stopped Wilder, literally. Joseph Parker don't have no power like that. Joseph Parker had Wilder out on his feet. That was shocking. Bro, I think Zhang can clip Wilder with one shot. I think he can clip him with one shot. I don't know if Wilder can take them straight lefts. I don't know if he can take. Maybe, I don't know, bro. After about 3 or 4 of them straight lefts, I just don't see Wilder. This is a bad style for Wilder. I don't know what you on the undercard. Wilder, you just, I don't know, bro. That was, you just, but you know what though? You signed that slave deal. See, no, this ain't even your doing. This ain't your doing. If it was up to Wilder would have got the Joshua fight and then knocked out Ngannou and probably had one more money fight and retired. I'm pretty sure he's not getting paid a lot of money to fight Zhang. Not only that, he got a 3-fight deal. So you got to fight Zhang, and then you get one more fight. And I'm telling you right now, that one more fight ain't gonna be Joshua. And I got to be honest, that's your fault. Wilder, you did more than drop the ball when you lost to Joseph. Joseph Parker is a good fighter, but he wasn't supposed to beat you. You wasn't supposed to lose, and it put a huge dent in your legacy. It put a huge, because you and Joseph Parker never fought. What if he was always a bad style for you with the head movement and studying you and getting out of the way of that right hand every time you throw it and countering you with combinations? I don't know. He made you look bad. I can't even blame it on the long layoff. I think Joseph Parker has good defense, and I think Joseph Parker can be a nightmare for punchers, especially when they rely on their power. I think Joseph Parker can be a night. This motherfucker keep going. I think Joseph Parker can be a nightmare for fighters that rely on their powder. What the hell? Anyway, yeah. I think Joseph Parker, bro. I think that win over Wilder wasn't no fluke. But Zhang finna lose. He gonna lose by 20 pounds, and I'm just gonna tell you what. I think he way stronger than you, bro. I think he way stronger than you. I see him walking you down. I definitely don't see you walking him down. I see this fight mid-range, which is bad for Wilder, and I see Wilder getting backed up, which is also bad for Wilder. Man, we talking about Errol Spence fine, Derrick Giant, bro. Malik Scott just been over there just eating for free. I don't know, you like that motherfucker, though. You just really like him. You just always liked him, and he always agree with everything you say. But I'm telling you, if it was ever a trainer you needed to fire, I'm telling you something, bro. You do a way better job with Robert Garcia than a goddamn Malik Scott. You do a phenomenal job with Robert Garcia compared to Malik. That's why you ain't seen no other fighters even attempt to go over there and try to ask advice from Malik, bro. That shit is cap. But he gonna have you bouncing around and trying to fight on the back foot and waiting for a counter. I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna take more than a couple right hands to clip old Zhang. I'm telling you, that shit with Hellenius, I don't see that shit happening against no Zhang. It's gonna take a lot of work to put that big boy down. It's gonna take a lot of right hands. I don't know. It's definitely gonna be a knockout. This is the fight of the two hardest punchers in the heavyweight division, and I think Zhang gonna clip him. I don't see, and you know another thing. Even when Wilder was in his prime, Wilder never had a high work rate. Wilder has always depended on one shot at a time. It won't work against Zhang. Wilder never really let his hands go a lot. And he always abandoned the jab, and I hate that. That waiting on one shot ain't gonna work with Zhang. I'm telling you, bro, Zhang good. I don't look at that law. That law, you was overweight and undisciplined, bro. And you just bad game plan. You just looking to finish him early. You didn't prepare for the later rounds. You didn't prepare for the deep water. You thought you were gonna get him in that shallow water, but now pimping Wilder, you finna get knocked the fuck out. This is how I see that shit happen. That is stupid. Ain't no way you should be on a co-main to a damn Benavidez versus Bivol, bro. That is, your stock has plummeted, pimping. It's a bad look. That is a bad look. That really is. Picture Joshua being imagine Joshua being on a co-main to a Benavidez Bivol. Bro, they wouldn't even do that to old Andy Ruiz. They have lowered your stock, bro. You ain't no co-main ass fighter, bro. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But some fans have changed on Wilder. Yeah, some ain't screaming bomb squad as much. Just like a lot of motherfuckers ain't saying man down as much. Fans change like the weather, bro. I ain't saying all fans change, but definitely some of them change, bro. Errol Spence Jr., I agree with your decision to fire Derrick James. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it's unfortunate, but it's about that time, bro. Derrick James, He got too much going on. He got too much going on, and I'm gonna tell you what I think broke the straw off the goddamn camel's back. I think it's been a lingering feeling in the back of his mind, like, you know, little shit. When he went and got Joshua, I think Earl was cool with that. Earl actually liked Joshua. I really think that. I think Earl liked Joshua. I really do. You know, I swear, motherfuckers that be in the gym with Joshua, they just like him. Joshua is a loved fighter in boxing, real shit. But you know, I ain't no huge fan of no Joshua though. But I'm you know. But anyway, it was when he got Ryan. All these scenarios, all these antics Ryan is doing, and Derrick James still fucking with him. I think a lot of that has a lot to do with it. I think Derrick James been putting Ryan before Errol at this point. He just been putting a lot of shit before Errol. The value Derrick James have showed in Ryan. When he went and got Ryan, I knew Derrick James was a fucking joke as a coach. That's when I knew he was a joke. That's when I knew you was and not only a joke. I just don't agree with black trainers training Mexican fight, especially you from Texas, bro. And the war between blacks and Mexicans. What the fuck are you doing, bro? I am not for no black trainer training a Mexican fight. I'm just not for it. You know, you know, when it come to Bozy training Andy Cruz and Running Shields training Morel, that's different. I consider them black Latinos. Ryan is a white boy. A white Latino. He is a white boy at heart, but he used black culture and he eat off that shit. No, bro. Ryan is not. No. Ryan is I just don't. Let me not get into Ryan, but listen. You bringing Ryan to your camp was one of the. It was. I knew you was a joke, damn. But I knew it before you got Ryan. When Jamel fought Canelo. When Jamel got on his bicycle and got in survival mode, and you stayed in his corner, I knew you was soft. I knew you was soft when you let Jamel get in survival mode. I don't give a fuck how hard Canelo was hitting, and yeah, it was two-way division. And Canelo, I think the power did surprise Jamel. I think it shocked him. You a fighter, bro. You better go out on your shield or something. Don't fucking run from this motherfucker. You better fight this shit out. You chose to go up two-way divisions, bro. You better get in the mix and try to win. Oh, I ain't training you, bro. When Derrick James said after the fight, you know, it's amazing to me, all those who saying that he didn't do this and that, and maybe he had a bad night, but he still made $30 million. How many of y'all that's out here working these factory jobs, how many of y'all ever seen 30 mil on a bad night? On the job? I said, when I heard Derrick James say that, but I think no, this what broke the straw. Because Errol, one thing I gotta say about Errol he say black shit, he try to stand on black business. Errol really tries. Way more so than Wilder to me, cause that to this day shit was just a moment. I ain't shit followed up with that shit but some goddamn t-shirts. Errol, like I say, bro, I think Errol is more pro-black than any fighter in boxing, to me. I think Errol is the most pro-black fighter in boxing. Errol has always been upstanding. Errol was the one who told Oscar, bro, I ain't fucking with you, bro. You don't do right by black fighters. He's one of them that always speak up. He always do speak up. I ain't saying it like he Malcolm X, but when it come to, no fighter shows pride in being black, but Errol does. Errol do. In my opinion, Errol do. It was when you let Ryan father call Bill a nappy head, and it ain't about him saying it it's the point, bro. All black people know, bro, when somebody that ain't black say nappy head, that is straight racial. It ain't no joke. It ain't that he was just firing me back because I said something to you, bro. You don't do that. We all know that. We all know that. We all know what he meant by that. We all know. And Derrick James sat right beside him. Why Ryan father said that shit. Motherfucker wasn't just saying that shit to Bill. Even though you bald headed, he was saying that shit to you too. He was right next to you, and you sat there like a little bitch. That was when I really lost respect for Derrick James. You sat right next to Ryan father and let him say that shit, and then you was trying to calm the, hey man, just kind of calm down. Nah, you should have checked this bitch ass. You should have checked this bitch out. But like I say, you were ready to try to fight Terrence Crawford at the Earl Spence. You tried to fight Terrence Crawford and shit. Get your soft ass on. You went to Hollywood a long time ago. I'm telling you something, you might start training Jake Paul. Yeah, I could see some shit like I wouldn't be surprised if he got in your camp for the Mike Tyson fight and you helped him beat Mike Tyson. I don't know, but Earl Spence, I understand it. I'm gonna say this another thing I want to make very clear. I have been very critical of Errol Spence, but I respect him as a fighter. Only thing I don't like the most, I never liked the whole side of the street shit. I didn't like all that shit. You big dogged him back in the game, and you flexed on him. You flexed on him. I'm gonna finish everybody else, and you last because you the toughest fight. And I'm gonna get to you though. But Errol Spence kept his word, and he got to you. I didn't like after the fight I don't like how long it took for you to get a surgery. I don't like how quiet you have been. I have not liked your response to your first defeat. I don't like you texting and saying that's why I got hit with so many jabs. I didn't like that at all. But outside of that, Errol Spence is one of the most upstanding fighters in boxing. Errol Spence Jr. is one of the most upstanding fighters in boxing. One of the fighters I respect the most out of any fighter in boxing. He up there. Errol Spence has always been a dog. Errol Spence don't do a lot of fake shit. But I'm going to tell you this, though. I think Errol Spence have done wrong towards people in the name of Derrick James. I think his bond with Derrick James and him being close with Derrick James and Derrick James being a little overprotective of him. And I think Derrick James have blocked people, very important people, out of Errol Spence's life. And number one on that list is Blu-ray, and we all know it. We all know it. Did Derrick James ever really make Errol better? Did he ever really make Jamel better? Did he? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think the Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight exposed so many things because I never considered Bo Mack a better coach than Derrick James until that fight. And then everything started adding up. I started looking at Keyshawn Davis. Now you got Troy Isley. I'm starting to look at the improvement immediately. Keyshawn Davis is improving on a major level. That's why I say Keyshawn Davis gonna surprise everybody. It's how his ring IQ is the most. Keyshawn Davis got the ring IQ of a world champion right now, of an experienced world champion. Keyshawn Davis is different, bro. I'm telling you. But Bo Mack, in my opinion, I got him as the number one trainer right now. And I always had him as a good trainer. I didn't think he was better than Derrick James. I think he is, and I think he outcoached you. I think you underestimated him. I think game plan outside of these surgeries and eyes and broken ribs or whatever you want to say, I think it was Derrick James underestimating Bud Crawford. I've heard in every interview, Derrick James talked about Bud Crawford as if he damn near might not be better than Sean Porter. Derrick James talked as if we just gonna run through him. And that's exactly what Errol tried to do. It wasn't strategic. He didn't go back to Mr. Fundamentals, which is what I think you need. You need to go back to the Mr. Fundamentals. Go back to Tim Duncan. You need to go back to that shit. And because Errol really got great fundamentals and his ring IQ is very underrated. Very underrated. If Errol didn't really have a ring IQ like people think, Mikey would have exposed him. Even though Mikey was smaller, if Errol didn't have the ring IQ that he had, Mikey would have exposed him and picked them apart with counters. Errol, the way he dominated Mikey, he showed his ring IQ in that fight. Definitely. And in the Danny fight, but definitely in that Mikey fight, he showed his ring IQ and discipline. But I'm telling you, bro, Derrick James, Errol didn't really get better. Errol been fighting off pure talent. But when he was with Blu-ray, everybody know he was better. He's kept you around and he's lost close people to him. And Blu-ray say they still kind of cool or some shit. And Blu-ray would not speak bad about Errol. That's one thing about it. Blu-ray is loyal to Errol. And you better not say nothing bad about Errol. Blu-ray is loyal to Errol. Even though he don't train him no more. I'm telling you, Blu-ray been sitting by the phone for 3 years. He waiting on the phone. He can't wait. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Blu-ray used to express so much about his love for training with Errol. He just loved to do it, and he loved to see Errol at his best. Man, Blu-ray used to be excited as shit just talking about the training methods and certain things and how strong Errol was. Blu-ray had Errol like a beast. That's why I wish other fighters would fuck with Blu-ray. Most underrated strength and conditioning coach in boxing. That's a fact. Blu-ray supposed to be doing coaching for fighters at the top. You know, Wilder should have brought him in his camp. Wilder should have brought him just to, with them legs and just put a little ump in it. Put a little ump in it. That's when I lose control. Could I put a little ump in it? You got this squeezing in, you won't let go. But no, I'm gonna tell you some real shit. I fuck you up with some shit. I'm gonna tell you a perfect trainer for Errol Spence Jr. Bill Trill motherfucking Haney. I'm just telling you. Bill Haney, bro, his training is so underrated. And I'm very proud of Bill Haney, especially as a father and as a trainer, though. His training is so underrated. Bill Haney is the truth. And you got to understand, Errol Spence and Devin Haney both have top jabs in boxing. Working along Devin Haney and getting back to your fundamentals, because Devin Haney has great fundamentals. I'm telling you, bro, Errol, that's where I would go. I would go with him, Cunningham. I just love Cunningham. That's just me. I'm just a huge fan of Cunningham. I just love Cunningham. Cunningham just a realist to me. Cunningham just old school. I really like Cunningham. I like old Barry Hunter too, because he going to work the shit out you. But I don't know, bro. I think Bill would be a great suit for you, though. Dope. I'm telling you, my top 3 trainers right now, I got Bo Mack, Bozy Ennis. I could probably put Derrick James in my top 5, but I don't have him top 3. I could probably go top 5 because I don't want to make it like Derrick James is trash. I think his efforts changed. I think he stopped caring as much about the betterment of Errol Spence. I think he got too cocky. I think the money changed him. That's just what I think. I think he stopped caring so much about Errol and the betterment of him. That's why that game plan was so shitty. Derrick James spent 15 minutes on strategizing for the game plan for Terrence Crawford. He didn't watch no film like that, bro. You didn't study, bud. You didn't study, and you was not prepared for him coming out southpaw the entire fight. You wasn't prepared for the jab from the southpaw stand. You weren't prepared for none of that shit. So I think you let Errol down. It wasn't that Errol because Errol was willing to go out on his shield. He didn't let us down. That's one thing about it. We can't say Errol let us down as fans. He did not let us down. Derrick James, you let him down. And not only that, after his biggest loss and something that was devastating to him, you went over there and started running the other fighters, and you quit fucking with him, bro. You damn near abandoned them. That's just what I think. And I'm so glad Joshua left I'm so glad he left. And like I said, bro, that old Cliff shit, bro, just keep old Cliff out your mouth. Yeah, keep Oak Cliff out your mouth, bro. You do not represent the people of Oak Cliff. You have gone to some other shit. Like I said, it shouldn't even be it should be number black fighters in your gym. The fuck you got a Mexican from California in your fucking gym, bro? And you training him to beat a black fighter in Devin Haney? Get the fuck out of here. I just ain't with that shit. That's just some backwards shit. Just some backwards bamboo ass shit. Some baboon ass shit, bro. I just don't respect Derrick James. I lost all respect for you. I don't respect you. I still think you are a top trainer, though. I think you're a top trainer, but you wasn't better than Bo, man. Nah. I got you top 5 still, though, as trainers. I ain't just finna diminish and act like you wasn't shit. No, you did great things, and you did do good things with Jamel. It's just on his biggest moment. That's what I'm starting to notice. On Jamel's biggest moment, you let him fall. And on Earl's biggest moment, you watched him get destroyed. And he was ill prepared. And if his ribs was hurting, he couldn't see. You shouldn't have let your fighter step out like that. But I'm going to tell you another thing about fake ass fans. In Earl's defense, had Errol come out 2 weeks before the fight with Terrence Crawford and said, I'm injured, he would have been destroyed and the fight would have never happened. But when Fatback Fury can come out with a cut on his eye the week before the Usyk fight, fans accepted that shit, and he can still be redeemed. They would have shitted on Earl if he had came out with the injury before the fight. They would have shitted on him. They would have shitted on him. And Benoit Hopkins, that snagger tooth, dusted, you long neck orangutan. Listen, that remember he came out and said we need some proof when he had the detached retina when he was fighting Manny. I'm just a realist. I need some paperwork and proof and shit. Man, there's so many people done pulled out of fight since then, and B-Hop don't say shit. But Earl a real one to me. I just think you made mistakes along the way, and I think you growing from it. You understand. I think Earl is a man's man. I think his father is a man's man. I think Errol Spence Jr. is a man's man. I have nothing but respect for him. I think you are a great fighter. You are a Hall of Famer. I still got you top 5 pound for pound for sure. Really, really top 3, but I say top 5. I still got you up there. I'm not finna bump you off the list just because you lost to the greatest fighter in boxing, the greatest fighter of this era. And that's another thing that's disrespectful. Motherfuckers act like Earl's just, now he one-dimensional. Now he ain't shit, bro. Stop. We just fake, bro. Before he lost to Terrence Crawford, bro, he was top 3 pound for pound. Now all of a sudden he just wasn't shit. You motherfuckers just, but you know, I'm telling you, that's why I say that Canelo David Benavidez is some overrated shit. I'm telling you, bro. David Benavidez has no defense, and when Canelo clip him, bro, they're gonna act like Canelo is the greatest fighter in the world ever for beating David Benavidez, a fighter that still ain't proven. Oh, what is David Benavidez proving? That he's won a title and lost it twice? What is he really proving? Beat up a washed up Caleb Plant that already Canelo stopped, moved up an old Andrade. That's what he's proving. That's what he's proven to make Canelo the greatest Mexican fighter of all time if Canelo beat him. The fuck out of here. We overrate shit, bro. We just overrate shit. And I'm telling you right now, listen, Andrade, I thought you were finna take your head back down to 160. And even fight Adams or some shit like that. If you take your ass in there with David Morel, you won't make it outside of 2 rounds. And I'm telling you, I'm scared for you because David Morel has you couldn't take Benavidez's power. You could not take Benavidez's power. You was beating his ass till he hurt you. You couldn't take his power, and your punches had no effect. 168 is not for you, pimping. When Morel hit you, he hit way harder than Benavidez. And nobody ever talks about that. People just skip over that shit. That's why they say he's so dangerous for Canelo. No, I don't know if Benavidez can hurt Canelo. And that's real shit. Benavidez does not have 1-punch knockout power. I don't know if you can hurt Canelo. I really don't know that shit. I really don't know if Benavidez, maybe accumulation, but you still got to take punishment and you have no defense. That's why I think Canelo gonna knock his ass out. But what I'm saying, Benavidez ain't getting no 1-punch knockout orders, bro. He couldn't. It's a lot of 154 pounders that he done brought up that couldn't knock out. David Morel can knock you the fuck out with either hand with 1 punch. It's way different. David Morel is by far the hardest puncher at 168. And I think he can knock Canelo out. I think that's the one that can knock Canelo out. When you talk about knocking out Canelo, David Morel. Not no Benavidez, bro. David Morel actually got good fundamentals. He actually has good defense. He actually has a high ring IQ, good technique. Way different, bro. Way more sauce. Way more. But that's just my opinion. Andre, I'm really scared. I'm serious, bro, because in boxing is a dangerous sport. You gonna get brutally knocked the fuck out if you step in the ring with David Morel. And even though I like David Morel, but I like Andre too. I like both fighters. David Morel, they don't do shit for you either. It don't do nothing for you. You'll get way more out of fighting a Mabili or even an Edgar Berlanga, which that shit ain't gonna happen. They is not finna put no Edgar Berlanga in there with no fucking David Morel. That's what I'm saying. Like, I like Edgar, but bro, stop waiting on Canelo. You fight fight a goddamn David Morel while you waiting. Just like I said about David Benavidez. While y'all waiting on Canelo, fight David Morel. That is the boogeyman of boxing outside of Matias. David Morel is the boogeyman of boxing. And the reason why I say he a bigger boogeyman than Matias a boogeyman though and dangerous. David Morel, he better though, and he more dangerous because he can knock you out cold with either punch. It ain't so much accumulation. David Morel got good fundamentals, good technique, a high ring IQ, very low. This motherfucker done went out 4 times. Very low, underrated ring IQ. David Morel is a bad motherfucker. So I'm just telling you, bro. I think he's the most dangerous. Like I said, he's the biggest boogeyman in boxing. Because he's not just, he's not one of them that just got a puncher's chance. He can outwork your ass. He can outbox you. He can outthink you. He got a good jab. It's hard, it ain't just easy to hit him, but you scared to come in and hit him because you scared to get hit by either of them punches. I'm just telling you, bro, that's the most dangerous. David Morel might be the most dangerous fighter in boxing. At this point, I damn near think he's the most dangerous fighter in boxing. I'm just telling you. But you know, PBC, they ain't doing shit with him either. You know, they ain't doing shit with him. They ain't doing a goddamn thing with Morel. Or with Boots. They didn't do shit with Matias. Now he with Matchroom. They gonna do better with him. But Matchroom ain't shit. But I'm just saying, bro, y'all, PBC, y'all be having fighters, y'all just sleep on them. Like I said, Boots and Morel, bro, them alone, bro, it's some of the greatest talent in boxing. You just sleeping on that shit. So, yeah, Boots waiting on a goddamn Cody Crowley, the Cowboy or some shit. This is looking bad out here, bro. Too much talent, but they don't have the opportunities. And we just sit there and we'll watch that shit. That's why I say Andre is one of the most saddest careers, because we watched him for 7 years, couldn't get a Canelo or a Triple G fight. Signed with the same promoter, but couldn't get the fight. They aged him out. Now all of a sudden PBC want him because you want to move him up to fight Benavidez at 35 years old. He finally get his break, but you bring him up and wait to fight one of the biggest motherfuckers at 168. It's just pathetic how some fighters get done throughout their career. So, Errol, I stand by you. I stand by you. I think Errol a real fighter. I think he a real dude. I just don't like your hesitation since this loss. And maybe, like I say, you've been trying to figure out shit. Maybe it's the trainer. It's certain shit that's been bothering you and fucking with you. But I want to see you come back. At this point, I don't think it's the injuries. I don't think it's the car wreck. I think Errol can fight some more. I think Errol got about 3 more years left in him. And I think Errol will beat the shit out of Tim. And I said that shit. He is not better than Errol. And I'm going to tell you another thing. I ain't finna be so far as to say Boots beats Errol. I'm just telling you, I don't forget. I don't forget who Errol is, bro. I just don't forget it. Because I'm going to tell you something. I thought Danny was going to clip Errol. Coming off that car wreck fighting Danny, I thought Danny had the perfect style to upset Errol. Danny got devastating power, especially with that left hook. I thought he was going to clip Errol. That was a fight that really surprised me. The Mikey fight surprised me because of the fundamentals and how you just outboxed him. Mikey couldn't even hit Errol. We don't even talk about that. Mikey couldn't even hit Errol. So, in the Danny fight coming off the car wreck, you destroyed Danny worse than probably anybody I ever seen beat Danny. And I feel like you sent him damn near into retirement. But he wasn't even able to land the left hook. It's like how you just neutralized him and just took the left hook from him. Yeah, I thought Danny was going to clip Errol, though. I really did. I thought Danny was going to clip him. But, so you a solid fighter, bro. And I'll never take nothing away from your career just because you lost to the best fighter in the world, bro. You lost to the best fighter in the world. You ain't got nothing to hold your head down on. Yeah, you could have had a better game plan. Yeah, you probably could have been in better condition. But you lost to the best fighter in the world. And I'm hoping that you and Blu-ray can work things out and he can come back in your camp. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping you and Blu-ray can link up or some shit like that. But yeah, this is 903 Boxing. I'm your host, George J. With that, I'm out.